What's up, everybody? This is your girl Alicia coming to you as promised. I hope that everyone is having an amazing Thursday afternoon. And I missed y'all because I didn't do a video last week. But I'm going to be more consistent. The videos are going to probably be coming out every Monday and Thursday afternoon. So yeah, every Monday and Thursday you guys can expect to get a video from me. As long as you guys want to hear me talk about something, and for the most part it's about Star. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all love y'all some Alex and Noah. You hear me? I do too. But that's all y'all wanted to really talk about. So what I did was, instead of me coming up with a certain topic for this video, I decided to let this video be all about y'all. So whatever comments you sent me, whatever opinions you sent me, whatever statements, whatever questions, that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So everything that you hear is going to be something that someone sent me. Now people try to throw some shade in there, but most of these things I'm going to talk about were things that I was receiving repetitively on the social media platforms that I have. So if you do want me to talk about something, y'all can hit me up and people will tell you, man, I talk to you. If I have the time, trust me, we can converse, go back and forth, all of that. My life is just being pretty hectic in a positive way. So things are starting to pop off a little bit for me. So, I'm just continuing to work, strive, and all of that good stuff like that. But I'm going to continue to do my videos because, as y'all know, I love conversing with y'all. I love, seeing what you guys have to think, seeing what you guys have to say. So y'all know how I do. I'm going to get right into it. Now, this first question I have, y'all going to see me looking down because I did not memorize these questions. So the first one that we have is I have been getting a lot of questions about whether or not Quincy is returning for the third season of Star. And the truth of the matter is, I have no idea. There has been no official statement released, and we probably won't get that until we get closer to the third season, or even in the midst of the third season, because they really can't tell us certain things, due to contractual agreements, I'm sure. But I really don't know what's going to happen with him. I'm probably one of the few Alex fans that actually want Derrick to return to the show, because I want it to be proven once and for all that Derrick is not the man that Alex wants. Derrick, in my opinion, represents three things to Alex. He represents comfort, compliance, and convenience. That's really all it is. Convenience, comfort, and the other C I said. That's all it is, though. I don't really see. Okay, which leads me to this next thing I got. Somebody was like, Derrick is too important to the show for him not to return for season 3. It's okay for you to feel that way, but that's not true. And it ain't his fault. It's the writer's fault, because for the second half of season 2, they made Derrick irrelevant. They made his character so such a non-factor that whenever I saw him pop up on my screen, I was completely shocked. No shade, but it's just the truth, because it's the way that they did his character. And so my thing is, if that was their way of weaning Derrick off the show, I think they did a poor job. And if he's coming back for a third season, they definitely did a poor job because of how they presented him to us. It was first season, he was a main character. Second season, he started off as a main character but drifted into being a minor character, and then they gave him these crappy behind storylines. Your grandmother stealing money from you, and then of course, him walking again, but then this love interest situation. And a lot of people, let me just dead this, because a lot of people were saying that the reason why we were not seeing, I think her name was Marisol, they were saying the reason why we were not seeing her was because Lee Daniels could see how the fans were responding to her, that the people really didn't like her, so they didn't put her on the show much. And I said, and that cannot be true, simply because they tape these shows months before the shows are aired. So our opinions about Marisol, whatever her name is, I hope I'm saying the girl name right, so whatever our opinion was of her had nothing to do with the amount of time that she received on screen, because they had already taped this stuff long before we had even seen it. So we could just dead that. Your opinion, I'm just being honest, our opinions don't mean that much, not like that, where it affected this young lady being on the show or not. But I'm sorry to bust your bubble boo boo. Whether if Quincy does return for a third season, all good, great. If he doesn't, it's not gonna affect the show. Not that much. He's not a main character, and he doesn't. His presence really didn't mean that much, and he doesn't have much of a presence now, that whether he's there, that it's not gonna mean anything. I'm not a basher of Derrick or Quincy. I'm not a big fan of Quincy. I do respect him as an actor, but his presence on the show, if he doesn't come back, it's not gonna mean much at all, you know. And we could be truthful about it. Y'all know that's the truth. Someone said, who do you believe died on the plane? I don't believe anyone died on the plane. And I say that because we just experienced a death with Hael. So I really do not believe that they're going to give us another death this soon, this quickly. So I don't believe anyone died on the plane. I don't believe that anyone was even seriously injured on the plane. And it could have been that no one was actually on the plane that went down. I don't believe, I just don't believe that. So that's my take on that. Someone asked, you know, if I could predict how I believe Alex would react once she found out that Noah tried to commit suicide, and how would Noah feel once he found out that Alex was in New York or leaving to go to New York. So I'll start with Alex first. I believe that anytime someone that you love has an experience like that, especially the last encounter that they had, you tend to blame yourself. You wonder if what you did contributed to this person making that type of decision about their life. So I'm sure it would affect her in a major way. You know, this is not somebody who she just, you know, have no connection with. This is somebody who she loves. It's somebody who she's in love with. So I'm sure that finding out that information is hurtful. You know, it's something that makes you wonder. It's something that kind of puts certain things into perspective. And then you can also really see how bad, you know, that Noah was to even think about doing something like that. So I think it would affect her majorly. You know, I really do. Even for Noah, finding out that Alex was in New York, you know, he has to deal with the fact that, you know, hell, did I run her away? You know what I'm saying, too? Is she coming back? You know, is she visiting? And so, you know, he really doesn't know, because he know they not functioning as a group. So what does this really mean? You know, so I think, you know, but honestly, Noah to me is not even in a place to even think logically about that. They just need to have Noah focus on getting himself into rehab, getting himself better, so that he could be a better person for Noah, not for anyone else, but getting himself, you know, to be the best Noah that he could be. But that's how I feel that they will both react to the news of each other. So now we're about to get into the bull crap. So this, I will say this. I get a lot of people that do comment on my videos and stuff like that, and I do get a lot of people to inbox me a lot. Now, and these are people who know that I am Team Alex all day, every day, not changing. Alex is my favorite character on the show all day, every day. That's not changing either. But I'm not biased, and I don't live in play land. I live in reality, and that's why a lot of these times when I do these videos, I try to be as factual as possible, because I cannot make these things up. People, as Kevin Hart say, I can't make this stuff up. You would be surprised the bull crap, the crazy stuff that I get in my inbox from people who are, and it's not even really the Dallas fans. Some of them a little crazy too, but it's more so the people who are diehard Star fans, but they don't like Alex. They can't even give me a logical reason as to why they don't like the character of Alex. So this came from one of them, okay? It says, in episode 12, when Noah asked Star, after all this time, you feel nothing for me. What do you think he meant by that? That was proof to me that he wanted Star and settled for Alex. Okay, so I'm finna rip this one all the way up. So, number one, they're talking about the episode that Quavo was on, when Star suggested that if they could get Quavo to headline for them, would that in fact give them the tour? So after they walked out, you know, Noah was like, you know, why would you do that? You know, are you this upset about this Alex thing? And then he basically asked her, he said, you know, he asked that question, like, do you feel, after all this, do you feel nothing for me? I personally did not believe that Noah meant that in a romantic way. I took it as him saying, after everything we've been through and what we meant to each other or what we had just as friends, you're telling me that you don't even have a genuine concern for me? Like, this is my chance to get my career back, and you don't care about me enough to even consider that. That's what I took. That's how I took it. I didn't take it as him saying that, you know, I didn't take it as anything romantic, because to me, it's just not how it was presented. And for this person to say that he set up for Alex, he really wanted Star. No, Noah was with who he wanted to be with. If he wanted Star, he could in fact have been with Star. But let me rip this up once and for all. Episode 9, which is the climax episode, we know that's the episode that Noah friend zoned Star. All right, now I gotta go here. He friend zoned a woman who he knew he can slide up in anytime he wanted. He knew that he can have sex with Star anytime he wanted, and that was a woman that he friend zoned. He friend zoned that situation for Alex, a woman who he knew had a man. He knew, Noah's not stupid. He knew that Alex was feeling him. He knew that she was fighting it because she was in a situation. He also had to know that there is a strong possibility that this woman that I want, I may never get because she's in a situation, because maybe she feel like I ain't good enough, or maybe whatever he was thinking at that time, he still deemed it worthy enough to end. Cause it, even though they weren't even dealing with each other, even though Noah and Star wasn't dealing with each other at that time, he made it very clear, I'm glad that we could be friends after everything. Like, I got something over here that I'm trying to see what this is about, because this is something different for me. He ain't go into all of that, but just, elaborating on what I think he was feeling at that time. So to say that he settled for Alex, he didn't settle for Alex. He got who he wanted. That's what happened. He didn't settle for her. So my thing is, baby, I don't know how you came up with this conclusion. Maybe you could comment and elaborate a little bit more. But to say that he didn't settle because of if Noah wanted to have sex with Star, if Noah wanted to be with Star, that's who he would have been with. So I don't know about that. And this is another one too. It says, why can't people see that Noah was using Alex? When Noah said no one can replace Alex, that was all for show. I'm just saying. How? It was for show? No, it was him letting Star know, this is like, you may have replaced her in a song, but you can't replace her in my heart, and you can't replace her in my life. Very, very clear about that. Made it very clear. You are the only woman for me. Made it very clear. And to me, to really prove that it was show, the quote-unquote breakup scene, this brother got down on his knees, begging, pleading, don't say that. I'm sorry. No, just don't say that. He didn't want to lose his girl. So to say that he was using her for what? Somebody was saying like he was enjoying the popularity that he was getting while he was with Alex. And I'm like, we tend to forget that Noah Brooks was Noah Brooks. Noah Brooks didn't need Star. Noah Brooks didn't need Alex to get any type of notoriety. If anything, they needed him, because let's not forget who got who song on the radio. Okay? Let's not forget that So Sick was Noah Brooks featuring Alexandra Crane, not the other way around. So I'm like, we have to, just give props where it was due. Noah was the superstar, so he did not need Alex's name to get in him any type of notoriety, because if that was the case, the sponsorship would have stayed with Noah and it wouldn't have went to Alex. So I'm like, we have to be, I understand you riding hard for your favorite character or riding hard for your favorite couple, but it's like at the end of the day too, we can't deny facts, and that's why I do what I do. I put my opinion in there as well, but it's like, the facts are the facts. You can't rewrite the episodes. It's in the Go on Hulu or Fox on Demand. You can watch them anytime you want to, record it on, if you got DVR, and replay these things, because they're there and it's evident and it's obvious. So I don't know what people are watching. I don't know if they tuned in on the Wednesday nights at 9 on Fox watching the same star that you and I are watching. I have no idea. But I don't know how people come up with this stuff. Like, I really, really don't. I have no idea. So another question. If Derrick and Alex got back together, how long do you think it'll last? That long. It ain't gonna last long at all. I don't see a purpose for their relationship. I don't see a rhyme or reason for their relationship. I don't even know what type of storylines they can give them to revive their dead situation. That situation is dead, it's stale, excuse me, it's stagnant. I don't know why they would want to revive that. That relationship is 6 feet under. And I heard sometimes they put people 8 feet in the ground. So the deepest feet they put people down there, that's what Alex and Derrick relationship is. That's how far deep down in the ground it is. Because I'm like, why revive this? It's nothing there. It's absolutely nothing there. And that's why I say come season 3, they got to really bring it, because you cannot make me believe that after all this time of no scenes being together, of them not having any dealings with each other, now all of a sudden all these strong feelings just magically reappear. Get out of here with that. So I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be long at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's absolutely pointless to put Derrick and Alex back together. I don't know why they would do that. Like, it would make no sense to me. I make not a darn bit of sense to me to put them back together. And I know that that's the show, that's the couple that people had when the show first came on, and you want to see that again. I understand all of that, but it's like at the end of the day, it's about chemistry. And I've stated this before, it's just about chemistry. Not that, you know, Derrick and Alex, they're cute together, but to say they got all this chemistry in the world, and they don't. They just don't. And Noah and Alex just have it. They have it. I can't explain it. It just is what it is. They just have that thing that make you, it pulls you in. It makes you inquisitive. It makes you curious about what's going to happen. I've talked to people too who was like, you know, who just started watching the show, who have gone and binge watched season 1 just like I did when I started watching the show. And they was like, I was fully convinced of of Alex and Noah from the beginning. They was like that they just the it couple. And I said, I know. And these are people who ain't even diehard fans like that. But it just is what it is. And, you know, people just gotta come on over. Like, Derrick and Alex is done, man. It's a done deal. It's just a done deal. And I just believe that, you know, people don't know how to separate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I may have a strong desire or a strong feeling that I want to see something happen. But the reality is, even though that may be what I want to see, that may not be the best thing for the show. Because when you write something, and I'm sure the writers can agree to this too, when you're writing something, you're about the progression and the elevation of your show. Not for your story to become stagnant or stale. And for me, that's what has happened to Derrick and Alex. Alex and Noah is like on the up. I mean, even though they're going through their stuff right now, you're going to always have conflict in a relationship. But going up is like it's about progression. It's about elevation. It's about maturity. It's about growth. And to me, that's what their relationship embodies. That's what their relationship entails. I don't see that with Alex and Derrick. I just really don't. And so I had some people, like I said, they know who's my favorite, and they was like, you know, why don't you like Star? And I'm like, what video can you get on YouTube and say this is when Alicia said that she doesn't like Star? I like Star. I like all the main characters. The only characters on Star that I don't like are Andy and Maurice. Everybody else I'm cool with. I have no problem with nobody else on the show. Those are the only 2 characters. Oh, and Cotton Baby Mama, because y'all know how I feel about that heifer. I don't trust her at all. I'm talking about 0%. I don't trust her. Other than that, I like everybody. But the issue, I'm going to tell y'all how it go. Somebody may say something, I'll say, well, what's the reason why you don't like Alex? Tell me why you don't like Alex. They'll either stop responding to me, or they'll just say, you know what, it just is what it is. And I'm like, how can it be it is what it is when you coming at me crazy, but you can't give me a valid reason as to why you don't like Alex? You don't like Alex. Alex a hoe, Alex foul, Alex wrong, Alex are all of these things. So I asked, and this was a guy, and I asked him, I said, okay, let's say that hypothetically, because he likes Noah and Star together. So I said, hypothetically, let's say that the writers put Star and Noah together. Are you telling me that Star shouldn't be labeled as a whole? Star shouldn't be labeled as foul and wrong? And he was like, no. And I said, well, why not? And he said, because she was with Noah first. I said, oh, because she slept with him first, that makes it okay for her to go back after she know that her friend, her sister, was in a full-blown relationship with this dude. Now, mind you, Alex, no one ever saw Noah and Star have an emotional connection other than the viewers. No one ever saw them together other than the viewers. So, and it's hard to see, it's hard to connect with something when you didn't see it. I know that she told Alex about her and Noah, and people were like, well, she knew, she knew how Star felt. Star didn't know about the whole Alex and Noah thing. I said, well, pause, boo. Let's rewind. Because in episode 9, when Star saw Alex and Noah in the studio, before she walked out, she turned around and she looked at them. Like, she gave a look like, I know something is different here. Then when she was backstage with Simone, she was like, do you think he could like her for real? Because I think, and that's when Alex walked in, so they didn't finish that discussion. So she knew that Noah liked Alex. On episode 10, when they came back and she was telling Simone, she was like, Noah's feeling Alex. Like, that's just it. Like, she feeling him. And then she was mad at Alex. She was like, only thing I need to talk to Alexandra about is music. And I'm like, well, damn, how you mad at this girl? She don't know nothing about you and Noah at all. I can see you being disappointed because, your homegirl got a man and she kissed dude. But other than that, you know that Noah's not feeling you. And the fact that you know that he friend zoned you for Alex. Because I think all that stuff was starting to become clear in Star's mind. I said, but to say that the rules don't apply to her, and I think that's what like a lot of these issues are. I respect Ryan Destiny, I respect Jude a great deal, because even looking at things on social media, they try to pin these women against each other, and it's like, as long as they, and they all seem to be very mature and stuff like that. I'm like, as long as Star is your job. Star is a part of your job. You do your job. What y'all do in y'all personal life is y'all business. And I love the fact that they have level heads and they keep things in proper perspective, because people will have you looking at other people crazy because of what people are saying on social media. So I'm glad that they keep it professional and they love each other. And I just pray that that's something that continue to be with Jude and Alex. But for Jude and Ryan. But as far as Alex and Star, they just got some issues that they need to work out. But I just find it interesting how the rules that applies to Alex don't apply to anybody else. I asked someone else too about Derrick. I'm like, so the rules don't apply to Derrick either? If he going after Alex and not his girl, do the rules not apply to him? So I try to find and I try to play devil's advocate. So I try to see things from every perspective from of the characters. But I don't like to say that one person is wrong for doing this and another person can do the same exact thing and they're not wrong. I'm like, nah, I don't see that. You got to explain this a little bit more to me, because it's not making sense to me at all. It's not making sense to me at all. Which brings me to my next one. It said that people are saying that Alex was the sole reason for Take 3 breaking up. Now, that was the first one. I had not heard of that one. And so, honestly, when I'm on Instagram and stuff like that, I gotta do better with Twitter. But like with Instagram, I follow maybe 2 Star pages, and I follow this page. It's called Nalex Fans, and I think that the person does a great job doing that page. So y'all should go follow that, Nalex Fans, if you haven't. And they're faithful and commenting under my video. So let everybody know about your page so they can go and follow you for all your Nalex fans out there. So when you say that somebody is the sole purpose for a group breaking up, you're saying that it's their fault and they're the only reason. There were a combination of things that I believe broke the group up. Number 1, miscommunication. Number 2, egos. Number 3, I think Simone was just fed up with the bickering between Alex and Star. I think that, jealousy and envy played a huge role in this. The diss record, I think it definitely has some feelings involved, but they were moving past that. In my personal opinion, what really broke the camel's back was when Star was offered an opportunity to go on tour as a solo artist. At that point, your loyalty, your sisterhood was put on Front Street, and we had to see what you was gonna do, because everybody was like, oh, Star loyal, Star this, Star that. Now we got an opportunity to see what is Star gonna do now that this opportunity has been presented to her. What's she gonna do about this, right? We see what the hell Star did. Star went on tour, and I've always stated it's very. And one thing I do like about the character of Star, she don't change. She is who the hell that she is. She's about celebrity, popularity. That's what she wanted. The opportunity was given to her, and that's what she took. Was I surprised? No, because that's how they develop the character. That's what she thrives on. That's what she wants. So I wasn't shocked about that. I'm like, but that's what truly dismantled the group. You know what I'm saying? I can't go on as take 3 with only 2 people. So take 3 gonna turn into take 2 because that heifer gone? No. So we got to shelf y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when Alex was offered to, when Charles wanted Alex to go on tour with Noah, she was like, you know, I have a group. Alex, and that's the thing I like. People forget about that scene. It's almost as if when they say Alex not loyal, that's all she thought about. She thought about her group. She said, I have a group. You know, what am I supposed to do? What's going to happen to my group? That was her concern. And then also when the same episode, when her and Noah were talking, like the little coffee part of the record label, you know, she was like, one thing I would not, she said, you know, you're all right. What we have between us and the music is special. But one thing I would not let you do is come between me and my girls. Like, she was always very adamant about that, about you're not coming in between us. This is what it is. And even it was a scene, before we get to that scene, it was a scene that they were in the studio, and she was like, you know, I don't want you to need me, Noah. And she talked about, you know, she said, I've sacrificed enough, and now I feel like I can lose my group, which you don't seem to care too much about. So I'm like, we constantly saw her defending, taking up, making a point that saying, you know, I'm about my group, I'm loyal. And like, even when she told Star, she said, I've always been loyal to Take 3. And Star said, yeah, until you wasn't. When were you not loyal? Because if you want to talk about a photo shoot, Star, you did a photo shoot. Does that mean you weren't loyal to Take 3? Because in my personal opinion, Star became disloyal to Take 3 when she took that opportunity as a solo artist, because hopefully you're not solo. You were a part of a group and you took that route. That was all I needed to see where your loyalty was, even though I knew about Star. I knew what Star was going to do. But I just found that interesting that was something that was being said, or that's a popular thing that's going on right now. And for me, like I said, I don't follow a lot of Star pages. So if y'all see stuff like that and y'all want me to talk about it, you know, let me know. Some people be in my inbox asking me questions all the time, and I respond with my you know, I give my take on it or whatever. But I love hearing things like that, because I don't always know what's going on social media. I don't know. So I thought that was a pretty good one. I did not know people thought that she was the reason why they did that. One thing I'm definitely rooting for season 3 is that same how like they kind of did with season 2. They didn't progress the show too much, and a lot of times when the show ends on their finale, and when they come back, sometimes it'll be like 5 months later, 4 months later, and I hope they don't do that because of how everything ended. I really hope the show picks back up exactly where it left off, because they had too many cliffhangers, too many things that ended in the uncertainty box. So I really hope that they pick it back up right where they ended. I hope they don't progress the show too much. I really hope that they excuse me, I really